So starting with the power rankings, I'll actually begin, Mook.
Okay.
So just to go over the AP, this is the AP's top 10 teams. You have Georgia number 1, Cincinnati number 2, Alabama 3, Oklahoma 4, Oregon 5, Ohio State 6, Notre Dame 7, Michigan State 8, Michigan 9, and Oklahoma State 10. Now I'm going to list my top 10, Coach T's top 10. Number 1 is clearly Georgia. Number 2 is Alabama. I have number 3 as Ohio State, who was actually the AP number 6. They didn't have a great game last weekend, but you mentioned it and you previewed as we talked about that Ohio State Nebraska game. Nebraska is actually better than what the record shows, and offensively and defensively, they rank much higher than what a lot of people would expect. So you even hit on it. You felt like that was going to be a tough game for Ohio State, and it definitely was. But it is a really good win. You can't fault them for winning by 9 points on the road against a conference team. Oklahoma, they're number 4 for me. Oregon, I also have as number 5, just like the AP. Cincinnati, who was AP number 2, I have them as number 6. Okay, I think they should have lost that game last week against Tulsa. And they've had a couple of scares the last few weeks, so I had to downgrade them. Notre Dame is number 7. Michigan State is number 8. Oklahoma State, who was AP number 10, I have them as number 9. And then my number 10 team in my top 10 rankings, Michigan. That rounds out my top 10. Mook, who do you have for your top teams?
So what we're going to see is that ours are starting to round into each other. And very close now to what we had. I'm not gonna talk much about each team, but I'm gonna just do one thing after I say the name, just because I want to marinate a little bit with you on what could happen. I'm gonna say the name, and I'm gonna give you their last 3 games of what they got, and then you're gonna see at the end how much things could change. At number 10, I got Michigan, and their last 3 at Penn State, at Maryland, home against Ohio State. At number 9, I have Michigan State. Home against Maryland, at Ohio State, home against Penn State. At number 8, Oklahoma State. They have TCU at home, at Texas Tech, and home against Oklahoma. Notre Dame at number 7, at Virginia, home against Georgia Tech, at Stanford. Number 6, Cincinnati, at South Florida, home against SMU, at East Carolina. Number 5, Oregon, home against Washington State, at Utah, and home against Oregon State. And then my top 4, Oklahoma, at Baylor, home against Iowa State, at Oklahoma State. Number 3, Ohio State, home against Purdue, home against Michigan State, at Michigan. Number 2, Bama, New Mexico State at home, Arkansas at home, at Auburn. And number 1, Georgia, at Tennessee, Charleston Southern, which is a real school, and at Georgia Tech. So there's a lot of teams playing each other in this top 10.
Yes.
You could have chaos.
Hey, you said it. I think chaos will ensue. So I'm looking forward to that. I know fans of college football, they're looking forward to that. And quite frankly, I know for sure that this top 10 is going to change. I would say even after this weekend, because I feel like there are a couple of games that we'll highlight in a little bit that, I mean, they could get tricky for some teams. I'm looking at Cincinnati. I don't know why, but I think that South Florida game, I think that's a Friday game. You know, I'm always weary about the weeknight games. So that's one of them. There are a couple more, man. We'll obviously get into it, but like you said, chaos will definitely happen. And it's funny that a lot of these teams, to round out the year, they're going to be playing each other. I mean, it's just like the gift from the football god. So I'm happy for them. I'm excited. How do you feel about it?
Oh, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, you know, I was at the Purdue-Michigan State game, and you know, to see what could happen with a Purdue team that was on, and you know, a Michigan State team that's still very good, and you know, they could still beat some teams along the way, and you know, it could get interesting. It could get interesting.
Yeah, definitely could.